Here we go. Good morning. I cannot even believe I am saying that it is November 18th of 2017. Holy moly. We are coming up on Thanksgiving, and we have a few things to talk about. So the first thing I want to talk about, even if you're not participating, is the accountability group that's been formed. So two things with that. First thing, if you're not in and you want to join, you are welcome to do that for the week and try it out. This might be a difficult week for you with people coming and going and activities. It's to reconfirm and reiterate what we do. We have action steps that you have to do. It's all based on social media and doing everything every day. If you don't do it every day, record it every day, take a picture and send it to our accountability group. You make a $20 donation to your favorite charity. And if you are in the group and you need to be out for the week because you're going to go crazy, please feel free to be out of the group. Now, here's what we can do. And I was thinking about this morning because Alicia messaged me and she's feeling a little overwhelmed and she thinks she wants out. So here's what I think. I think that those of us that are in the accountability group for this week, I think that it's going to stay there for you to report. But during this holiday week, Monday through Friday, you won't be penalized if you don't put your picture in. How do you feel about that? Those of you who were in that, how do you feel about that? Do you feel like we should relax it a little bit, or do you feel like if I relax it, you won't be accountable? I need some input.
I like keeping it the way it is. I like being accountable, and we're in the groove, and it doesn't take very long to do it anyway.
Okay, so anybody else?
I would agree, and I was one of those on the other side. If a person opts out for the week, then they just opt out.
Okay.
Right? Everyone else
I'm seeing some nods.
Does the actions, and the accountability part of it is motivating to have to get that picture.
Yep, it is.
It's like we tell our clients, life happens and you have to deal with it. So this is what's happening and we have to deal with it.
Right. But we also go to where our clients are, and if they're a little overwhelmed, right, absolutely, we go to where they are and we give them a little bit of grace, because that's what we do. So that's what I want to do. All right. So I think I'm seeing enough nodding heads of the people. I don't want to spend too much time on this because not everyone's doing it. So if you're in the accountability group, the parameters and the penalties are going to stay in place. If you want out of the accountability group, then let us know either in the group or on this thread of the recording, and I'll take you out and then I'll put you back in when you want to do it. And if you're interested in it, we're going to start it on Monday. We did do one one change. That's not that word. When we were in Park City, the question was asked, because so many people don't do business on Sunday. The question was asked, could they double up on Saturday? Could they get their work done starting early on Saturday, doing it Saturday all the way until late on Saturday night, and have both days filled in and do double the work? The answer to that was absolutely. Because that's something that you can't, I'm not going to penalize you because your job, the way you feel about not working on Sunday is up to you, but you still need to do the work. So you fit it in. If you can fit it in on Saturday, that's where it needs to be. If you don't do double the work on Saturday, then your $20 ante will be due. Okay. That is the one little thing that we caveat, right? One little thing that we changed. That was the word I was looking for. About that. Okay, so really quickly, results are you seeing? Please remember, everybody that's listening to this and that's doing this, if you're doing it on your own but you're not in the accountability group, this is because to be planting seeds. This is the planting seeds season. Brian Drollinger said on our team call on Tuesday night, this is the time to be bringing on coaches. This is the time, because everybody, half of America, is looking for something to start on January 1st. So this is it. So quickly, anybody want to share anything?
I have more people responding to my posts. I see more people that I haven't been engaged with are engaging now. So I am seeing that, and I think that's pretty cool.
Great share. Yep, Sally. And that's not just the friending, that's the questions. That little going back to somebody's page and reading through their thread and seeing what's going on in their life and naturally asking questions. You're engaging them and creating a relationship. These are just steps to get you to create those relationships, you guys. This is not just willy-nilly check-in lists. You really need to know, and you should have some kind of an idea if you've been, going and doing that. When someone reaches out to you in a private message, so what do you do? Or they ask you, what do you do? You will have commented and have started some kind of a conversation. Anybody else? Great job, Sally. Any other results that you've seen? I stepped out of my box a little bit when we were talking, when Brian was saying, why wouldn't you offer this? And when Dave Blanchard said, if people are on your heart. And I also heard, I don't know if you guys heard it, but it was like big, bold capital letters when Brian Drollinger said, sponsor up. Don't be looking for the people who are unemployed. I mean, not that you don't look at everyone, but don't discount the people who are out in the world, who have a big sphere of influence, who have a big following, who are busy, who are successful, who are, in appearances maybe only, but probably not. Don't discount those people. Those people who are busy and successful and are entrepreneurs or business owners are always looking for something else. And so I've been doing that. I've been kind of, I've been thinking about it, honestly, about who is out there that I could really get on the phone and present this opportunity to and do an explore call. So that's pretty cool. Okay, anybody want to add anything about that? No, we're good? Okay. All right. So last week on Saturday's call, we talked about your why. And we talked about the power that your mind has over you when you know in writing and in your heart where you want to go. Whether it's your personal program, when we talk to our clients, right? We do this with our clients. We're creating that when we do our health assessment. We used to call it dream building, dream weaving, it's been called all of these different things, but that's what we're doing when we're doing the left side of the health assessment. When we're trying to get them to talk about where they are now, talk about where they would like to go, and then also bringing in where they've been, right? When were they there last? Getting them in that frame of mind. This is magic, you guys. This is what takes over when willpower wanes, because it always will. We don't have enough. It is a finite thing. We do not have enough willpower to get through every single day of our life on every single thing. We have to have something that pulls us along that's stronger than that. And doing that for our clients is really important. And if that's something that you're not really feeling like you've honed yet, do a couple more 3-way calls with somebody. Your business coach, your mentor coach, your buddy that's been doing it, and you've heard them talk and you think they sound awesome. Get a new person on. Try to get there. Listen to them do it and dream weave and have them get there, because you want to hold that up when they get to week 3, or week 8 or week 10 or month 7. You want to be able to have something to hold up to them to bring them back, because they're tired of the food and their willpower is waning. Same thing goes with our business. We get into all of this action and we do all of this stuff, and it can start to be routine. And Dee said that this week. She was like, this is getting to be really easy, making these friends and starting these conversations, right? We were creating a habit. We're on week 3. Aren't we on week 3? Mm-hmm. Yeah. Here we go. 21 days, right? Creating a habit. So we get to this point and it starts to feel like habit, but then the little piece that's missing with our why is that these are action steps, yes, but these are not all of our steps to get us where we want to go. So you sit down, you talk about your why, Really. I mean, it has to be written. You have to, if you can't do it by yourself or talk about it with a spouse or a girlfriend or something, you got to work it out with a business coach. Let them ask those questions. Write it down. And then here's the next step, you guys. You have to decide with your mentor coach what the steps are going to be for you personally to get you from where you are now to where you want to be in your business. Okay? Those are specific, tangible things that may be actions on top of what we're doing. What we're doing in accountability is just social media. That's just putting the butts in the seats. Your why in between there for your business is going to be, now what do you do with those people? Because you don't do the same thing with every person in the audience. Yes, you're putting on your daily social media show on the stage, but behind the stage, behind the curtain, you're doing different things with different people that are in the audience. Does that make sense? Okay, I'm going to shut up. Input, questions, comment.
The book that Jan Paxman is going to start doing on Monday morning next week is called The One Thing. And whether you're in her group or not, it doesn't matter. But that addresses exactly what you're talking about. You know, you're honing in on that one thing. And wow, it's really powerful. So if you haven't got the book, I'd really suggest that. And it's on Audible, so you don't even have to like get the book.
I was just going to say that.
Listen to it.
So that's the so great reminder, Susie. I've read it a couple of times, but I've read so many that you say that and I think, oh, I'm sure I read that. And so the other night I was looking at it and I go, oh yeah, I read this. This is not multitasking. You know, telling people how many different things you do all at one time is not a good thing. You shouldn't be bragging about that.
No.
We don't do any one thing well if we do a lot of things at once. We can get by, but we don't do them well. Great input. And two things Susie said there. One, Audible. I don't have a long commute in my car. I'm not in my car a lot unless I'm going to Valerie's to catch a plane to go someplace, or we're going to Southern California. And then my husband's in the car, and he doesn't always want to hear that stuff. So Audible's not really a big thing for me, but my Kindle goes everywhere with me now. Everywhere. That was my New Year's resolution last year, was that I was going to read one personal development book and one fun book for me a month. And it goes everywhere with me. It charges every 2 days. It goes in my bag and it travels everywhere with me. So do that. Getting Audible. I pay $5.99 a month for Amazon Kindle Unlimited. I can read anything on Kindle Unlimited, as many books a month as I want for $5.99. So that's another option. Number two, Susie, that call that Susie's talking about, for those of you who don't know, has been called the Go-Getter call. Is that right?
And get some breakfast.
Christy, we heard you. Susie, it's at 10:30 in the morning. Can you tell me again? 10:30 on Mondays?
8:30.
8:30.
Well, it's 8:30 on Pacific. Yes.
8:30 a.m. Pacific time on Mondays. And now it was called the Go-Getter call years ago. And they would do a little inspirational part, about 5 minutes, Sherry would do, and then they would just talk about the action and what they were going to get into and what they were going to do. Then it switched to the Augmandino scrolls, right? That's what it was previously in the middle there. And now they've kind of shifted and it's going to be a book club. Do I have that right?
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Okay. And so that's starting this Monday.
Mm-hmm.
And that new book is going to be The One Thing. So if you've been hesitant to join because you didn't know what it was, or you felt like you were kind of coming in on the middle of it, this is a good time to get on that call. If that works into your schedule. I still have my JOB, so that's not going to work for me, but they're a great team, and it's very inspirational. It's a group that's been around and around, kind of like the 7 a.m. training call that was around and around for years and years, and now we're back. Okay. What else? We were talking about our why, and Susie, and writing it on paper. Anybody have anything that popped in their head they want to talk about, share? I'm looking.
I have a really hard time. I can write my whys, but I have a hard time getting them. And I know motivation's not really the thing, but I have a hard time getting them to, or putting it together to get me where I want to go. I don't know if that's making sense. I can't get it to motivate me.
So do you've done your why? Do you have concrete action steps each month on your map, concrete action steps on your map to get you to your why?
That's where I get stuck.
Okay. That's where you need to work with
Because my why, I mean, my goal is like huge. So
that's okay.
From, it's like,
it's okay.
With that. And I talk it over with Mary and Jillian all the time. And it's like, it doesn't go into my head. I guess because I've never reached a goal. I mean, I've reached weight goals, but I've never reached a goal, set a goal and reached it. Because if I didn't reach it, it's like, oh, well, it wasn't meant to be. That's just, my lackadaisy attitude. So I think I have a hard time pushing through that and saying, yes, you can reach a goal.
Yeah, and part of that, Sally, don't you think, and I don't know how y'all feel, but part of that is that we've never really let ourselves dream. We think when we're young and married, house and kids and travel and a car and it's all going to be wonderful. But really personally, when we sit down and we have this tangible business in our hands, and many of us have not done that. We've not been I haven't been. I've never been an entrepreneur. I've never done anything out of going to a job and having a boss and getting a paycheck. I've never done that. So that part of it is hard to begin with. And the more specific your why and your goal gets, the easier these steps in between will be. And break those steps down incrementally. This is where I would like to be in a year. Be a little more specific in your why. This is my year. In our old blueprints that we used to get, they said this big honking binder and this thing that weighed about 30 pounds in this health coach kit. And in that, there was a page that encouraging you to do your business why and your blueprint. It was called your blueprint, your business blueprint. And you wrote down your 1-year goal, you wrote down your 3-year goals, and you wrote down your 5-year goals. So my suggestion is do that. But the best thing I heard from you, Sally, right then is that you're having a tough time getting there, but you haven't changed it, right? That's where we get into trouble. When you make your goal and you're feeling right here like, oh, I'm not going to make it. Okay, well, you know what? This is my goal now. Right? We don't want to do that. Don't change your goal to meet the action. That's when this doesn't work. If that is always fluid, if your why and where you want to go is always fluid, that your scavenger dogs, your brain, all of those things that work when you're not working and you don't know that they're working, stop. Because they don't know what to do. They don't know where to go. Oh, she said you want to go here. Oh, no, now she's here. Then, then she said this. And, right? So we get into that muddle, and that's where we have to find clarity. That's really important. And again, it goes right back to when we're talking to our clients. And I'm hoping that this is helping everyone with that part too. That, I just want to lose weight. I just want to look good. I just want to feel good in my clothes. I just want to, that's all great. That's a side effect. But let's get down into it. What if that were to happen? What would change for you? Tell me how it would look. And that's the conversation too. You have to dig just a little bit deeper. And sometimes it takes 10 conversations with your mentor coaches, you guys. Please don't think that this is something that comes easy to any of us. This is not a wave the magic wand and we're all great at it. This is a process. These are soft skills. Our mentor coaches are learning them along with us many times. And sometimes some nuts are tougher than others, and we have to work a little harder to crack them. Does that make sense? Okay. All right. Anybody else? Now you get to just talk. You can talk about your why. You can talk about your week. You can talk about your results. You can ask a question if you were hoping we were going to cover something and we didn't. Unmute.
Gwen, can I share?
Yes, Christy. Hi.
Christy, Yeah, you just get me on audio today, but I wanted to talk a little bit about what you were saying, and I think that that our why sometimes, we don't dig deep enough, or sometimes we don't go past what we should do. And I think a lady years ago said to me, Christy, you need to take some quiet time. You need to just ask yourself, what does Christy want? You know, what feels exciting to me? And when I did that, things came up that I never had thought about before. And I was shocked, but I was amazed at how motivating they were. So to that person who was saying it's not motivating her, she needs to find something that feels exciting, because it's those things that are exciting to us that drive us. Mm. The other thing is that I learned years ago, and I've implemented it to varying degrees, but I've learned that it's very helpful once you have your why, once you have your action steps, to make a recording. To record your voice with Baroque music in the background. And the reason for the Baroque music is because it's creationary. It actually works with your mind to help it create that new thing. And it also, if you do it repetitively, I remember thinking at one point, gosh, you know, I've listened to this every day, and I feel like I know it. And one time I was driving in my car and I thought, gosh, I just listened to it, but I didn't even hear it. And I asked the lady who taught me about it, why is that? I mean, is it important that I hear every word? And she said, no, that's the sign that it's getting into your subconscious mind. And that's when your mind really grabs hold of it and starts to work for you. So it's really not that hard. Just bring up YouTube, find a Bach or Beethoven or, you know, a Vivaldi song, play that in the background with your own voice. And it's super powerful with your own voice there, because, you know, it's not somebody else telling you that, it's you telling you that. With as much expression as you can put in there, how excited you are that this is happening, you know, all the visual and audio things you can add into there.
Good stuff. Good stuff, Christy. Thank you. That brought tears to my eyes when you were talking about it at the beginning of when you were talking about the conversation that, you know, nobody's ever really asked you what you really truly wanted in dreaming. It's like, you know, we don't do that. You know, that's just not, we're just not programmed. Well, not we, some of us are not programmed like that. We get, you know, we have those spiky balls that Dave Blanchard talks about in our bag, right? We carry around all this stuff in our bag, and we're so busy carrying this bag of stuff that we forget about the journey that we want to go on, and we have to go down the easiest path because the bag's so heavy. And we don't know how to do it. We don't know how to do it. Really good. Christy, so glad to have you this morning. Always a wonderful addition. How's school going? Unmute for a minute. How's teaching?
It's good. It's very rewarding.
Christy went to teaching. Did you teach before?
Yeah, I taught first grade for 5 years before I had my children.
She's gone back, and now she's with little people again. I saw her at convention. She said she was going to do it. It's like, oh, wow, okay.
It's really fun.
Good. Glad to have you here this morning.
Thanks.
Okay. That was really good. Did that help? Yeah, right? It made me cry. This is stuff that really, you guys, we can't do it by ourselves. That's the other thing. That's right back to that. Look at me. I'm going to get all blubbery. It comes all back to that we and our and us. We cannot do this by ourselves. We cannot do the program by ourselves. Our clients can't do it by themselves. We can't coach as an island. You can do it, but man, will you get burned out, and will your goals and your dreams and stuff be very, very far away and feel unattainable. But if we do these little things, just like we're doing this accountability group, if we just do these little things now, and then we start working on our why, it doesn't have to be the end all beat all right now. It doesn't have to be. It just has to be something right now that will pull you along in your business to get you where you want to go. And in your life, this personal development and soft skills has changed my personal life with my family and my husband. It's just good. This is just good water. And this is where we want our people to be. This is where we want our clients to be. This is where we want everyone we love should be a health coach, right? Because they can get this right here, this cup filling. Every Saturday morning they could get on, or every Tuesday evening they can get on and get their cup filled. It's just pretty amazing. And we're, nothing to diss anything else, but we just don't have a product. We're working on us because we're the product. We're what they're buying. Good. All right, where are we? 7:30. All right, unmute if you want to add, ask, or comment. Come on now, you can do it. Nothing? Was it a value this morning to get up? Nod your head or raise your hand or say yes.
Yes. And thank you, Christy. That was awesome. I'm going to make a recording today for sure.
Stuff. That's good stuff. All right. Okay.
Gwen?
Yes, Lisa.
So I just have to give a shout out for this awesome tracker, because the one thing that's always been kind of a challenge for me is, can you hear me?
Yeah, I thought you said cracker. That's why I got that look on my face. Sorry. I'm thinking,
okay.
I missed something. Okay. Tracker, our accountability.
Yeah, I thought she said tracker too.
No more crackers. But anyways, the thing I've loved about it is the one thing that's kind of stopped me is I lose momentum. And I'm up here and I went to Park City and then I went to my friends for 4 days and now I'm here in Provo for a wedding that's this morning, and normally it would be nothing. I'll just start when I get back, and it's just been so nice to keep the energy from the Park City event and just flowing through my the rest of my week. And it just feels amazing. I mean, if that's going to be my why for now till I can really tie it down, that has been amazing for me. And also 100% accountability. I have been through candy making. I have been through friends. I've been through, I don't know, honestly, and I have just killed it. And I have a reception tonight, but there's just something to be said about setting a goal and then having something to keep you accountable for it. So that's my week. I'm just pretty darn excited.
That's awesome.
Yay! And Lisa's comment there was accountability, the tracker, not cracker. I think many of us are cracker there. And she's talking about the little checklist that we do. And when we were in Park City, she asked if she could be accountable to the group and put 100% on 5 and 1 on the bottom. So she added that to her daily tracker. So every day she's accountable to us. And if she's not, she pays $20 to her favorite charity. So that's really specific. And yay, Lisa. And it is that way, right? We get caught up, we get going, we add a couple clients, we maybe bring on a coach, and then it's like, oh, I'm really busy. And then you kind of stop the actions because you're caught up in taking care of those people. Yep. This is really big. This is when we're doing this. This is where we are with our actions and our personal development. And this is how big our business is. And until we get bigger, our business can't get bigger. So unless we develop personal development and accountability and emotional intelligence and soft skills, all those little keywords you've been hearing, that's how we grow. And we have to stay in constant action. That's what's happening with the businesses that are growing huge quickly. And we heard it the other night on the Monday night call. That couple said, you know, our mentor coach said, if you can just take a season, did you hear that? Well, if you can just take a season away from your regular routine in life. Well, they're talking about those people that are going presidential here aren't doing anything else. They aren't watching TV. They aren't going out with friends. They are doing nothing else. So you can see how exponentially that happens in businesses with accountability. Great. That's great. That's exactly what we want to have with this accountability group. And if you don't want to be in it every single day, but you want to see that accountability tracker that we're using, it's in files in Transformation Tribe. Please join us. And you can just be accountable. Take a picture and put it in Transformation Tribe if you want. Or just say, I was 100% accountable today. Or do it with your mentor, even better. Right? Okay, we got to go. We got to get moving. We got to meet people. We got to get things done. We have to be accountable. And I will see you all, oh my goodness, next Saturday, November 25th. Is when we will all be together again. All right, are we good?
Thank you.
You're very welcome. Have a great morning. Thanks for joining.